What you see here is kebab pepper, suya spice, or let's say chinchinga pepper. Hello beautiful people, my name is Yaji and I'm super excited to share this recipe with you. Let's get right in. I have with me here 5 tablespoons of powdered pepper. This is a combination of onion and garlic powder, and I'm using 2 tablespoons. Then I have this turmeric and ginger powder as well. This has more of ginger and less of turmeric. You can use just ginger powder if you do not like the turmeric spice. I also have with me here some coriander powder made from coriander seeds, then paprika powder, smoked paprika powder, and this mixed spice. I have all the recipes of these spices. I've already shared them, and I'll list the exact measurements in my description box, so please do well to check them out. Now I have this rosemary powder, which I also roasted for just a minute or two and blended to get this powder. Now here with me it's some groundnuts I picked from the market. This is a cup. When you go to a Ghanaian local market, it is 1 cup of groundnuts, but if I am measuring it with the measuring cup that we use for our pastries and other things, I got 2 cups of those. So I am just going to crush that. You don't want to blend this for long, else it become like peanut butter. Okay, so after crushing it, I get this consistency. I am just going to set up my I'm using a parchment paper and tissue. Okay, so I'll set that up before roasting the peanuts. So I put this on fire under medium heat, and then I will roast this for a maximum of 5 minutes. This is supposed to bring out all the oils in the groundnuts. I did this for a maximum of 5 minutes, and I'm pouring this on my tissue paper. That is how come I set it up. There was this time that I did it, and while it was on fire, I was not trying to set up my tissue paper, and then I bent it. So you don't want to do that. Make sure everything is ready before you start roasting it on fire. So what I'm going to do now is try to extract as much oil as I need as I can from this peanuts, and that is how come I'm using the tissue paper. It's going to soak up all the oil from these groundnuts. So this point, this is where you need your muscle work. Bring all your macho, your power, and if it is too hot for you to handle, just use your napkin and then press against it. Press as hard as you can. Press. Anyway, so you need to do this while it is hot, because if it is cold, you can't get the oil, you can't get a lot of oil. So you need to do this while it is hot. So after pressing this for a while, as you can see, it has soaked some of the oil, but there's still a lot more oil. So I'm shifting it to the other part of the tissue where it's not been soaked, and then I will just continue pressing it. Peanuts or groundnuts is the star of this recipe. It is the main ingredient, and that is where the hard work lies, trying to get all the oil out of it. And as you can see, I am squeezing this as if I'm squeezing water out of my clothes. So I transfer this into another tissue paper covered in parchment paper. I'm using the tissue paper because it is able to soak the oil. Now, using the tissue paper alone will tear. It is not hard enough, so that the parchment paper aids and makes it easy for me to squeeze the oil out of this. For you to know that your peanut or your groundnut is done properly, you should be able to separate this effortlessly. But I'm putting a bit of pressure on this, so it is not done. I'm putting it right back into my wok, and then I will put it again on my fire. This is under low heat from 3 minutes to 5 minutes. This is all to extract more oil from the groundnut. If you did it for the first time and it is fine, then you can just leave it that way. Just like the first time, we are repeating the same process, putting it in my tissue paper, covered in parchment paper, and then just squeeze and squeeze and squeeze the oil out of it. Now I can effortlessly separate the peanuts. They are not all clamped up together. Still working in my wok, I'll just clean it thoroughly to get all the oil out of it, and then put my peanuts right back in. Now this is still very hot. At this point, I'm just going to add all the other ingredients that I showed you from the beginning, which I'll be listing in my description box, and then I have links of all the recipes. I'll be leaving them as well if you are interested in them. I'll just add everything and then stir this together. The good thing about homemade is having the luxury and liberty to add in all your favorite spices. So do so. Don't limit yourself. Any spice I thought that you like, just add to this. So I tested I needed a bit more spice. I added half of that cube you saw. I didn't add the whole thing. I added half of it, and I'm going to blend this just for the last time. Reason being, I wanted a smoother consistency, and also for the spices to all infuse together nicely. And finally, I'm just going to roast this again one last time for just a minute, guys. It's just a minute or two. And oops, did I say finally? Well, this is the final of the final of the final of the finals. Because I blended this again, I got just a bit more oil, and so I'm going to squeeze this for the last time. So squeeze, 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 and squeeze. And my beautiful people, here we have our Suya spice all set and all done. And as you can see from the tissue paper, it's not very evident all the oil that we extracted from this in the final round. So I am going to spread this again in my wok. I promise I'm not going to do anything else to this. I'm just spreading it for it to cool completely. This is the finished product. I like to store this in my airtight containers and keep them in my fridge for later use. And guess what? Why don't you put that notification bell on? Why have you not subscribed yet? Should I say anything more? There's so much more coming up that you don't want to miss on my channel. Thank you so much for the support. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Hope you had fun as much as I did, and stay blessed. Love you.